Good morning. Thank you for watching today's morning message on Sacred Earth Essentials. Stephanie and Yoda here today. We are out on our walk in northern Vermont. So for today, I wanted to talk to you about the topics of authenticity, grace, and healing, including the willingness to change. I wanted to talk to you about these topics because they're very dear to my heart, and also because I want to model for others what it means to be aware and to accept where you are in your life, to be authentic, and then have the willingness and the grace to heal and change. And so these videos are part of that process for me and part of what I have to offer you at Sacred Earth Essentials. I really believe in the power of sharing stories, and so one thing that I don't do as a clinical therapist is to self-disclose. But as this isn't a clinical channel, I feel comfortable self-disclosing. And one of the things that I'm going to disclose to you today is that I am currently focusing on my self-care and my health. And I know that there's a lot of buzzwords going around about self-care and healing, especially with everything happening with coronavirus. So there's Yoda. So back to grace and healing. So I've decided to, been forced to, in a way, because of my health concerns, take a leave of absence from my school counseling position to focus on healing from post-concussion syndrome, as well as from prolonged and complex PTSD. So how can a therapist, a counselor, also have mental health issues, challenges? Well, that's because I'm human. And that's because I'm also, just like any other counselor, someone who has life experiences. And I've been told by clients in the past that that's one of the main things that made them feel comfortable opening up and sharing with me, was that they felt that even though I had not been through the same exact circumstances, there was a level of empathy that they had not felt elsewhere. And I would probably add validation to that. So, on my journey right now and my modeling to you and my beginning this endeavor in showing myself more to the universe, here we are. And I feel vulnerable sharing that I am overcoming those challenges, complex, prolonged PTSD and post-concussion syndrome. But I feel like when people share about the truth of what's happening with them, it allows for us to have more trustworthy connections. And I don't know about you, but for me, if I can't feel a certain level of trust with a person, it's really hard to open up. So those are some things that I'm working on, and I wanted to share that with you today in hopes that my message may connect with one of you and bring some joy and, again, some solace and comfort to your day. We should really be what we are, right? And continue to cultivate that and continue to fertilize the positive growth as we weed out the parts that are no longer useful. And so I mentioned I wanted to talk about grace, and the reason I mentioned grace is I know that where we are in Vermont, everything is blanketed with a fresh layer of snow, and I've heard grace being compared to a layer of freshly fallen snow. So I know you can probably hear that road there behind us. We're going to go ahead and take a walk as I continue chatting with you about grace, authenticity, and healing. So I know for me, grace has found me more times than I can count in my life. And for me, what that means is that I am lovable and worthy regardless of the things that I've been through or the mistakes that I've made. And grace for me is like a clean slate. It is like the freshly fallen snow. It means having the chance to continue to try. And every new day is another chance to continue to try. And I know that sometimes, especially with some of the challenges happening in today's world, it's hard to remain hopeful and have a strong belief in yourself. Nonetheless, there's a really important poem. I know that many people quote this poem, but it really stood out to me this morning. And it stands out to me on a lot of other days as well. So I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. Thanks for watching. So as we're walking along, some of you may be inside, some of you may be in hot environments, and some of you may just be curious to see what a lone mother out here in the Northeast Kingdom is doing on her healing journey. Some of you may enjoy meditating. Some of you may prefer to meditate alone. Some of you may prefer to meditate in groups. So you can use this walk as an opportunity to connect with nature and another being through your phone. So here is part of Sacred Earth Essentials, and this is where the blueberry patch is. Currently I have 26 blueberries. Those are some grapevines there, and my plan is to expand this in the spring, and this is part of Sacred Earth Essentials Memory Grove. So I'm going to leave you today with the following reading, and I hope that the rest of your day feels beautiful and enjoyable, and that you are able to connect to the deepest, truest, most authentic parts of yourself and bring them to light with love, compassion, and bravery, always. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. You are playing small, and it does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people the permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. It's one of my favorites, and I know that many of you have heard it before, but I thought I'd leave that with you today. And if you prefer to substitute the word love or life for God, feel welcome to do so. Thank you very much for your time today. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to sharing with you again soon. Remember, the earth is sacred. You are too. Go in peace and be a blessing.